You really can be attracted to a man who's not your husband. No one talks about this, but it happened to me when I had 4 children under the age of 5, and I went to a new pediatrician's office. I'd never met him, and I'm waiting for him to come into the room, and the door opens, and this attractive man walks in, and I was stunned. I thought, this is our pediatrician, and he was so kind. He looked at me and smiled, and he said, "A large family. I love large families, and you must stay home with them," he said with a smile. I'd never had a reaction like that living in Los Angeles. Everyone gave me grief for having more than 2 children. And then he looked at me, caught my eye, and he said, "You know, I wish my wife wanted more than 2 children." He seemed sad. He connected in that moment, and I thought, oh my gosh. It just took me by surprise to have such a vulnerable moment with a man I just met. And then he turned and looked at my son and started doing the checkup, and I thought to myself, well, I can pursue this conversation, or I can let it go and we can focus on my son, which is what I did. But when I left on the way home, I thought, why was I drawn to this man? What was that reaction about? A week later, I realized that I was thinking about the doctor. And I thought, oh my gosh, no. Is this how affairs start? I don't know. I'd never talked to anyone who had an affair, but it made sense to me that it would start off as a friendship, someone you have a shared interest with. And because of the fact that I had thought of it several times, I thought, I can't go back there. I don't know what this could lead to, and I'm not willing to risk it. I know it sounds like a radical move, but I felt I had to make that decision because I was invested in my marriage. Even though my husband and I were so busy, so busy. We were like 2 ships passing in the night trying to keep our family afloat with all we had to do. But I thought, I have a man I'm committed to. I love him. He loves me. We have children together. I am not going to play with fire. So I made a decision to cut it off, and I never told my husband. Why did I need to tell him? There was nothing to tell him. I took care of it. And I made a decision that to even today, I'm really proud of myself for making that decision. So I want to encourage you that there will be times when you have to make a tough decision to protect your marriage. And you can do it, and it's worth it.
8 lessons from someone who's been divorced for 8 years. Check this out.
This one might get a little spicy, okay? Things that I think now, as I have been divorced for 8 years versus what I thought when I was younger. Next to Jesus, your spouse comes first before your children. And this one's hard to keep in check, and I've been guilty of it so much in the past, but it's true. Do not give a man wifey treatment on a girlfriend budget. Ladies, listen up. I don't think a man leaves because the love is gone. I think they leave because the respect is gone. Your girlfriends and your mother do not belong in your marriage. Ladies, sex is not a reward. It's a responsibility to your spouse. That's a power and control thing, and it just kills the intimacy. Don't do it. I would like to go on a limb and say that arguing in front of your children is not necessarily the problem. Not reconciling in front of your children, to me, is more of a problem. Don't be out here in a relationship acting single on social media. You'll be single in real life. And I'm going to tell you from firsthand experience, divorce does not fix selfishness. It just relocates it. Y'all have a blessed day.
Pay attention to this video.
And I just feel like love is just not enough. I feel like I'm here and he's here.
Okay.
And it's like I've been waiting for him and to bring him here, but it's like, how long do you wait?
Let me ask you this. Before y'all clap, hold on. Because y'all know that's the problem with Instagram, right? You post something online, and because we live in an echo chamber, there's enough people in the world that will clap and agree with me, even though I have blind spots. So because we get validation, sometimes it's hard for us to recognize where maybe we could have made a better decision. Because in three years is a significant length of a relationship. When you have been single for a long time, or you have been love deprived for a while, when you get into a new relationship, the love feels so good. The dopamine, the adrenaline, all of the oxytocin going off in my body, it feels so good. And typically, the hormonal effect that we get from our partners, our new partners, only lasts for about 2 years. So year 3 is where you hear, it's just not the same. He ain't changed. What changed was I'm no longer getting my dopamine hit off of your newness. So now I am annoyed by your immaturity. It's always been present. And you're angry at him for it, but I want you to look in the mirror. We owe ourselves an apology. We owe him an apology. Because I was using you as a dopamine hit. Because now that I no longer have the hormones making decisions for me and keeping me in this, I'm in love, right? Now at year 3, I have to ask myself, do I choose to love him? And you're realizing that I don't choose to.
There is a difference between a good man and the right man. After being with my fiance for almost 6 years and recently getting engaged, I feel like I finally understand the difference between a good man and the right man. So let's get to it. With a good man, he will be nice to you, but you will still feel like something is off. He will love the idea of you more than the real you. He gets uncomfortable and he avoids hard conversations. He gets uncomfortable with your growth, or he has no drive to grow and change at all. But the right man will choose you every single day, not just when it's easy. He will know every version of you and love every version of you, not just the version that is convenient for him. He will sit and have uncomfortable conversations with you because he loves you so much and cares for you so much that he is willing to sit in discomfort rather than push it under the rug. He will never love bomb you to sweep your feelings or your frustrations under the rug, but he will spend time trying to learn and understand you so he can be better. But the biggest difference overall is that with the right man, you will never be confused. You will never be confused on where you stand, his feelings for you, and what your future looks like together, because you are in constant communication of evolving, of growing, and changing, and having uncomfortable conversations. So, if you're with someone right now, let me know in the comments. Do you think they're a good man, or do you think they're the right man?
I'm starting to understand why men don't want to get married in 2026, and it's obvious. These men go out there and they literally bust their ass, and they trust you enough not to get a prenup, go through with it, right? Marry you, things the fan, she go left, y'all get a divorce, and you want to leave him with nothing. Feels like she is entitled to all the assets, properties, and all the things that you have and had before you even got married. That she had no part in, but she thinks she's entitled to that. If y'all even built something within that marriage, by all means, split that. Or whatever you have to do. But why come after that you ain't have no part taken? You can't leave this marriage with what you came in with and what he came in with. Why? Why you gotta be so evil? This is the same woman that said, I do till death do us part. We locked in forever. It's the same woman, right? So in love with you, but want to leave you high and dry without a penny in your pocket. This is the same person, right? Y'all savages. Where is the old, love nowadays? There is no, we're done. We're going to work through this, whether it's counseling, whether it's we pray together, whether we're going to make it work. What happened to that love? Y'all all in it for something. Shit is sad. I don't understand that.
Eu conheço todos os defeitos do meu marido, mas se depender de mim, as pessoas vão conhecer somente as qualidades dele. Não cabe a você expor para pai, para mãe, para colega de trabalho, para amigo, os erros do seu parceiro ou da sua parceira. Porque tem coisa que a gente resolve dentro de casa. Porque casamento, André, não é palco para espectador, não é palco para plateia, é bastidor. A gente precisa entender que casal que se honra em público é casal que se cura no particular. Então, a partir do momento que você expõe o seu cônjuge, que você não protege a reputação, o nome dele, o seu relacionamento vai acabar aos poucos, dia após dia. E as pessoas que tanto condenaram o seu cônjuge não vão estar do seu lado segurando a sua mão quando isso acontecer. E é por isso que o que acontece em um matrimônio fica dentro do matrimônio. Seu pai não tem que saber, sua mãe não tem que saber, ninguém tem que saber. Somente você, teu cônjuge, Deus e um líder espiritual, se esse líder tiver autoridade para falar sobre o assunto que está sendo representando um entrave na sua vida.
Ladies, don't fall for that single BS when you're dealing with a man that's funding you. If he's paying your bills and pouring into your business, he's financially taking care of you in some type of way, really stepping for you, you are his, okay? It doesn't matter if you're in a relationship with him or if you're not. He will test you. He will see if you're out here dealing with other men. And if you tell on yourself, you're going to ruin it for yourself. That's why he's not going to do what he used to do anymore. That's why when you need him to really come through for you, he doesn't come through for you because he feels like you entertaining these other jokers. So therefore, let me step back. It is the way it is, whether you're in a relationship or you're not. If that man is spending his money on you, doing things where he's financially taking care of you, you are his. You're not single. He's single. Okay. Not you.
You know what? I think her name is Francesca. Let me see. Yeah. Francesca Agostinelli. So the stuff that they talk about, you know, is it, you'll never be confused. It'll be so clear. Yeah, clear as mud. The good man will do this. The right man will sit here and do this. The right man is still going to be confused about what's going on. He'd rather sit in, you know, in the uncomfortable position rather than try to love bomb you. I think you guys, I understand, you know, you're getting, modern women, it takes them 6 years to understand stuff that you could have figured out in like 3 or 4 months, to be honest. Right? And then they come to you with stuff that everybody already knew, to be honest. But, you know, each of us gets to where we are at different times. So I can, you know, I can understand that. I can respect that. Right? But I feel like this is another form of I'm going to act how I'm going to act, and he's going to be okay with it. He's still going to choose you regardless of what you're doing, this, and this. Some of these modern women out here act so bad. And the right man will do this, the good man. Do we ever stop and think the good man gets out of there? He sees red flag after red flag. After maybe she needs some love and attention. Maybe she didn't get this type of love. So let me go out here and try to buy her some flowers or something like that. Maybe, you know, the last guy that she was with, he didn't take her out to eat as much. Let me go try to do that. That's the type of stuff that a good man would do. And you just not, can we start to say, I wasn't ready for that man. I fumbled that man. I didn't understand the lessons that I should have learned in that relationship. I didn't learn until after relationship. Can we start saying that?
Would you rather cross paths with a random man or a random bear on a hike? Random. Starting with you, chair one.
Okay, I can outclimb a bear. I'm gonna choose the bear simply because I have a higher survival rate with a bear.
Why do you think that?
I can climb like a motherfucker.
But you're not, so you know, bears can climb.
And they can't. No, you make a good point. I've actually come across a bunch of bears in Colorado, and most of them, they've been chill. They're pretty similar to gators, actually. They just kind of square you up, unless they got kids or unless they're a brown bear. But if we're thinking average bear is a black bear. Black bears, as long as you ain't with them, they ain't with you. So I'm gonna go with the bear.
And you picked bear because why? You think the random man is more of a threat?
It depends. If both of them had a threatening demeanor, I think I could outrun a bear before I could outrun a man.
You might not be able to outrun either, honestly.
Yeah, good point. But I'd rather from bear than from man.
I will ask my man to do anything for me. Anything. But the moment that man asks me to do something for him, I get irritated. I'm so annoyed. I don't want him to ask me for anything. He should just do everything for me. But I shouldn't be expected to do anything for him because it's annoying.
I will ask my man to do anything for me, but I swear to you, the moment that he asks me to do anything, I'm irritated. And it could be the simplest task, like, oh, could you rinse this cup out for me because you're right there by the sink? Pissed. Instantly pissed. Or, oh, you know, could you go hand me a towel because I forgot to grab it? Why the would you not grab that towel? I don't know what it is about him asking me for something that triggers something in me. Like, it really pisses me off.
You shouldn't be married. Like, you're not. You should please leave that man so that man can find a woman who is going to actually love and appreciate the shit that he's doing, because you don't care about that man. You probably just care about what he can do for you. Probably, I say. But you just care about the shit that he can do for you, and that's it. You need somebody to serve you without serving the person, and that doesn't work well. I'm surprised he's still in a relationship with you at this point, because you're basically a user.
So can we normalize you letting me borrow your husband, and not in that way, you freaking weirdos, but like in the way where you both come over and he helps, you know, hang my TV and lift all the heavy things, and we drink wine at the same time, and I'll make you both dinner, and he can have a beer at the same time too. Like it's a win-win-win-win. But I need to borrow your husband.
This is absolutely the result of men leaving the friend zone, which is becoming so widespread that here we see a woman coming online asking other women if she can borrow their husbands. It's called a handyman. You Google somebody locally, you call that number, and then guess what? You have to pay for it. Because trust me, no husband wants to spend hours at your house, even if his wife is there, to fix things for you and then get just a beer and some food out of it. That man would much rather just stop for some takeout food on the way home from work and then actually be able to sit down for an hour, which is honestly all he wants, because these husbands out here are tired. Lastly, could you imagine a man coming on here making a video and talking about how he wants to borrow your wife in order to do wifey things like cleaning and cooking and doing laundry? No, he would be canceled so quickly and he would be kicked off of social media. But that doesn't happen when a woman makes that video because of the double standard.
Jordan Paul deleted her Twitter after she got caught lying again at 7 in the morning. Let me show y'all what she lied about. She posted a photo of a brand new Benz and stated that she got $100K after people kept clowning her because she tried to extort Ty Lil for $2K. Funny enough, she stole that from Google search. She forgot people can reverse image search. They literally found it within 30 minutes. Now she put out a statement saying that she's taking time off because dehumanizing that people keep lying on her and keep on messing with her. That she's taking time off. You just posted a stolen picture of a car you did not buy. You're the one that put out a whole live talking about you hate black men. And all the celebrities on the internet been reposting it. You admitted that your mad Ty Lil got it for free while other dudes been paying. All that sympathy is out the window, bruh. You can't stop lying. There needs to be a registry for people who lie a lot, bruh. Just like an offender list, there needs to be a liar list. I do not support bullying in any way, shape, or form. But what I will say is, you were leading the front against Ty Lil with false allegations. And now that you're getting caught in lies back to back to back, you feel like everyone's against you. Just stop lying.
So my husband just gets home, right? After working 15 hours in the heat, okay? He comes home, okay? He's all tired, whatever, exhausted, whatever he wants to call it. And he literally asks me, or he says, he doesn't even ask me. All he needs to do is ask, okay? But he literally comes home and says, babe, I just need to lay down. Okay. First of all, what you're not going to do is come lay down as soon as you get home. Okay. The trash needs to be taken out. The dishes need to be done. And you need to cook for me. After staying home all day, I deserve to have stuff done for me. It's not all about you. Okay. It's about me as well. What about my happiness? My happiness comes from a husband that comes home and is obedient. Okay? I'm not going to have that I need to come home and rest mentality from my man.
Am I the for robbing my wife's affair partner, which has now led to his divorce?
Wait, hold on. What? Okay.
You want me to read it again?
No, let's get into it.
Okay. I, 32, have been married to my soon-to-be ex-wife, who's 30, Madison, for 4 years. We are currently in counseling, but it's not going to work. About a year ago, I found out she was having an affair by coming home to their clothes in our living room and sounds coming from our bedroom.
Oh, it was a whole Contagious video.
I lost it. I was getting my cricket bat out of the front closet when I stopped to think about consequences. I didn't want to go to jail. See, he stopped himself. Instead, I took all their clothes and left quietly. I went to a friend's house, but not before throwing all the clothes in a McDonald's garbage can. I turned off my phone and got faced with my buddy. His wife hosed us off in the morning. After I turned my phone back on, I had dozens of calls and texts from Madison. First, scared because she got my updated flight information, then upset that I hadn't called her to let her know that I was coming home early, then freaked out that the house had been broken into, then crazy because she figured out it was me. They just got more deranged. The guy she was with is 5 inches shorter than me and about 60 pounds lighter.
I don't see why that matters, but okay.
I don't know. So if he had taken my clothes, it would be obvious. He ended up calling his friend to get his spare keys from his house. Unfortunately for him, his wife smelled a rat and followed his friend back to my house where she saw him leaving in my clothes, the oversized clothes. Because remember, he took their clothes, so that was like his keys and stuff. Long story short, she took pictures and she had evidence of his infidelity, which caused their prenup to be canceled.
She had a train ran on
I have a
her.
question for you. If you are dating someone that you've been dating for a while, say you guys are deep in the relationship, maybe about a year or so, to the point where you feeling like, okay, it's time to take it to the next step, or just the fact that you really are into someone, that you really, are clicking and you like this person, they got a lot of traits that you like, and you get along really well. The only thing that you find out later in a relationship, now you already at least a year in, the thing that you find out is that maybe back in the day she had a train ran on her by people that you knew. Would that change how you felt about her? Would you have a conversation with her? Or how would you handle that situation?
I thought you was gonna be here an hour ago. Like, it's 11 o'clock. You said you get off at 10. Where you been? Like, you ain't even bring no food. Here's your shoe in it. You ain't been working that doggone hard. Ain't been off an hour. You had time to put your shoe on. And since you want to throw her up, yeah, she needs some Pampers and she needs some food. Something that apparently I don't need since you didn't bring me none. Anyway, the grass needs to be cut. It's growing up. The wind's growing up. You don't never do nothing around here. Gonna get her another outfit. She let her work out a new outfit, so I can't get an outfit. I need some makeup too. Like, you want me to look good? I'm making a noise too. Like, I really need you to go take me and get it checked out because I don't know why my car doing that, but like, yeah, I need that ASAP. You ain't cleaned out. You ain't did nothing that I asked you to do. Like, we sit up here looking like we motherfucking homeless because you won't go cut the grass. We need some new sheets for the bed. Like, I'm sick of this too. Like, and then the rent, dude, when did you gonna pay the rent? Cause we ain't paid again. You know I don't want no motherfucking. Shut up!
And I think that lady was talking about how basically if you found out like a year or two into the relationship that she had a train ran on her by people that you knew, would that change anything in the relationship? Probably so. There have been people that have found that out and they have separated from their wives and then eventually got a divorce. I think they might have separated like a day or two after they heard that information. Because that's something that honestly and truly you probably need to be honest about, right? Now, if y'all have a deal to where you come in there, he been doing some stuff, you been doing some stuff, so you guys gotta say, well, I've been out there, so I kind of want to, whatever she was doing, I'm gonna wipe that clean, and whatever I was up to, whatever I was up to, she gonna wipe that out. She not gonna ask me about that, right? We gonna start off on we gonna leave that alone, right? I'm gonna ask my questions, and if there's anything that I want to know before going forward, I'm gonna ask. But because sometimes these brothers out here, man, they be out here doing the thing too. So it just depends on what your deal is. But if he asked you that question, or y'all were in a conversation and you didn't mention it, and you specifically didn't mention it because you didn't want that to ruin your chances, I understand it. But once he finds out, then it might ruin your chance. Now, y'all might be too far down the road. He might, oh man, I might be mad at you for that, but I ain't going nowhere just because, the kids are more important. And that's what I think a lot of modern women do. They try to get married to the man, and then they try to wait a long time. There was one woman that tried to do that. I think they had been married for like 5 years. She revealed some stuff to her husband, and they had been married for like 4 or 5 years. And she actually lied to him. And so based on the lie, he was like, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get married. Because he thought, you know, she wasn't really out there like that doing that type of stuff. But it came around the time that they had to go to the doctor or whatever, and he was going to find that information out. So then she was like, I think she went to like a therapist or something like that. And she was like, hey, you know, do I need to tell him? What am I going to do? I don't know what you're going to do, but you better start thinking of a plan right now, because y'all about to find out. He about to find out when he goes to the doctor.
So I'm on the train one day, and this lady hops on. We lock eyes, and I smile at her. She smiles back. And I go back to doing my own thing. I'm on the phone. And every time I look up, this lady's staring at me. I'm on the train for probably about 20 minutes, and this whole time, this lady's staring at me. I finally get off, and I hear a voice behind me go, "You're really arrogant, you know." And I turn around, and it's the lady. And I'm like, "Excuse me, do I know you?" And she comes up to me, and she starts saying how I'm arrogant, and I'm full of myself, and she's been wanting to talk to me the entire train ride, but I didn't go up and talk to her. And I'm like, "I'm sorry, lady. I didn't even know. Like, you just kept staring at me. I thought you were." And that's the day I found out women have no game.
If you plan a date and you're looking for me to give suggestions and you don't have a plan before you ask me out, you're getting cut. If your idea of a date is happy hour, you're getting cut. If we're meeting for a date and you expect me to drive more than 15 minutes, you're getting cut. If the conversation is about 50-50 on the first date, you're getting cut. If you ask me if I could cook and I tell you I can and you ask me again, you're getting cut. If you ask me what I bring to the table, you're getting cut.
Or, and just hear me out, you could save everybody a lot of time by staying in the house and not dating nobody. Just a suggestion. But to the fellas, a little bit of advice. Never tolerate silliness like that. The standard is the standard. Get the book today.
Always find something wrong. You've been putting up with my...
Guys, you have to believe me, you see. My ex used to chain me to a pole in the basement. I was never allowed to leave for exercise or to even see the sun. And then he'd get home from work, come down to the basement, open my mouth, insert a funnel, and start pouring food down my throat. You see, it's not my fault I let myself go and got fatter and fatter, that my chins grew and started to stack on top of each other. It was all him. I take no responsibility for letting myself go. I only blame him. He was a monster. He kept me chained down there like the behemoth that I am.
Girls think that they want to date a high-value man until he starts calling you out for not taking responsibility, before he starts holding you accountable, before he has higher standards for you than you have for yourself. We're talking about, oh, date a high-value man. This is what you do to have to attract a high-value man. But I've never heard anyone talk about like actually dating a high-value man takes a totally different kind of woman. It's not for the weak. I have other friends who are dating like very loving, very successful, perfectionist, ambitious men, and it is not for the weak.
Hey, I know it's famous. Nice to meet you, bro. What's good, bro?
Streamer?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Young Mooch. Yeah, I know you, bro. Oh, nice. Is this your girl? Oh, okay, because I'm respectful when I shake girls' hands, especially what they do. I just want to... You like my hair? Thank you. Appreciate you.
Olivia.
Take my Instagram down.
You want my phone or your phone?
My stuff about to die.
Huh?
Nice to meet ya. Get them, they're dipping.
Would you get married if divorce was illegal?
Absolutely not.
Why?
You think you know somebody, and then you spend 5 years with them, and then you marry them, and then a few months later, they show you who they really are.
Do you think women would still get married if divorce was illegal?
I mean, it'd be less. It'd be less likely.
So why should a woman have an escape plan, but a man shouldn't?
I mean, it's a valid question, to be fair. I hadn't thought about it, but yeah, valid question.
I will try. And... oh my god, I'm actually rolling. Whoa, honey, did you see that?
You lost your momentum.
Wow.
Now you gotta wheel your gladiator ring over there.
I did it.
There you go.
That's heavy. I need rest.
Your barbell hip thrusts aren't working.
Eggs.
Try to make it where it's like a nice coil.
Okay. Ooh, 50 pounds. It's so prickly.
You need some gloves?
Yeah, it's gonna cut that.
Did that easier than I thought.
Thanks.
Do you want to actually try to split one?
That'd be fine.
Hey! Hot dog, we got firewood.
Can I do it again? Whoa.
That's how you use a wheelbarrow? Most people don't use wheelbarrows like that, but that's okay. Go from the front, honey. You're just gonna find that it's a lot easier. Go feed the cows.
Boop, boop, boop.
You know the drill.
Ooh. Here you go, cows. Probably weighs like 300 pounds.
Opie's right behind you to help.
It's a lot of juice pulp today.
Thank you, New Year's resolutioners.
Seriously.
How much would it suck if you went to approach your husband and you were thinking, oh my God, he looks so hot and I miss him so much and I just want to be close to him, and you started to kiss him, right? And you're like approaching him and he looks at you with disgust and his body changes. Like, you could have just been having a normal conversation, but all of a sudden he's just like, no, thank you. I would be like, am I fat? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, oh my God, my husband, is he cheating on me? Like all of these terrible feelings would go through my body. I can't tell you how many times I did this to my husband, my poor husband. I would reject him over and over and over again. He would shut down, he would isolate because, gosh, like, that's the worst feeling, right? I'd be wondering, why are you not leading our family? Like, what's wrong? Like, am I not worth fighting for? But my actions were saying, like, you aren't worthy and you aren't enough. When I changed and decided to change my heart and start forgiving and working on the deeper stuff, like the things that I was holding in here when I would hold out, and I needed to talk to him about that. I needed to heal in those areas, but I also needed to be intimate and show him that I desire him and that I care about him and that there's so many good things about him. And I had to start complimenting him and just being a person that he loved to be around. When I became that person and when I desired him and showed him that I just thought he was the hottest thing in the world, he started to move mountains. He started reading more marriage books, and he started to change in ways that I just never even thought was possible.
No, you're not worth $200 million and was splitting rent with your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Talking about that I should pay for the whole thing?
For this.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
$200 million deal and you were splitting rent with your ex-girlfriend?
Yeah. Apartments. And she came across one, but it was way out of her price range. It was like double what she could afford. So I was like, you know, this is really nice. I want you to be able to stay here. I want to be able to pull up and stay here. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you afford? And I'll split it. I'll pay the rest. So
right.
I ended up doing that. And I was like, yo, whatever happens. And I want the people's advice on this too, cause I'm curious.
Yeah,
So if it's not, so I'm okay, for the next year, I got you. Whatever happens, we could break up. I got you for the next year. I'll split rent with you.
You went into it with the wrong mindset though.
I know, but brother, I don't know. I just didn't know. So then we end up breaking up 5-6 months into the rent. And basically that's where I'm at now, where I'm like, man, do I keep helping her out or is it cooked?
So hell yeah, she gonna keep
which I don't blame her, because she went into that apartment not being able to afford it, and I gave her my word. So
why you just don't send her half for the rest of the year?
Because she need to act right month to month, nigga.
Oh. Yeah, dude, I've been waiting for you to wake up this interview. There you go.
Chili!
Wait, what? Where are we going?
To Chili's.
No, be for real. Where are we going?
To Chili's.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do this.
Why?
When I go home and I tell the homeboys, she took me to Chili's. You told me you were like an actress, so I thought you had some motion, some things going for you.
Well, I wanted to bring you to like a sentimental place.
Look, if you're broke, just say that.
Do you know what you want? Yeah.
I was thinking the Smokehouse barbecue burger. Chili's is like disgusting.
No, they have like really good food. I mean, have you ever been to Applebee's before?
Applebee's? What the fuck? You did not just say Applebee's.
Where's the waiter? It's taking so long.
I mean, we just got here.
At Catch, they're like this quick.
What's Catch?
You never been to Catch LA?
No, I haven't.
It's giving broke.
No, I love the chicken enchilada soup. You gotta try it.
Well, this is giving very much soup kitchen vibes. Isn't this like where all the homeless people congregate? I mean, Margot, look at those disgusting broke workers over there. This is like a sewage waste man place. These brokies are eating this type of shit.
So, like, do you have a job or?
Yeah. So, right now I'm employed at Starbucks.
Wait, you work at Starbucks?
Yeah, I love it there.
To be honest, I'm just thrown off right now. I thought you said you had something special planned for us.
Babe, can you just get out of the car?
Not you calling me babe. We just met.
Can you just get out of the car, please? Just get out of the car.
Not you trying to tell me what to do right now. My friends have my location, by the way. This is giving very controlling.
I'm not controlling.
I don't take demands from a woman.
Just foolishness, man. It's just these modern women, just a bunch of foolishness. That's really all it is. He did this to me. I couldn't do this. And, I was just in a state like this. Yeah, okay. I understand that people can talk to you a certain way and they can treat you a certain way and you don't feel like doing things. But, modern women, they really do. They at some point in time, when is it going to be, man, he said these things to me, but that wasn't me. Maybe before you get married, you need to work on your confidence. If a man is able to destroy your confidence that fast, I think you have bigger problems than him. Like that your problems started before him. Right? Now, obviously, he can exacerbate and those problems can become bigger with the way that he's talking to you and the way that he's treating you. And obviously, if you have those issues and you're really trying to work them out, he can be a catalyst for change and he can help you out with those. But a lot of times modern women have to understand this issue starts with me. This issue, if somebody goes to AA, the first thing they got to say is, well, there's my problem. I got myself in this situation. Now, the people here, they can help me change. We come to this group so we can have support, right? Somebody in the group can say something or do something to influence me. Now, obviously, I have to have the willpower. If they say, hey, why don't we go out for a drink? No, man, I don't think we should be doing that, man. We're in the group, right? Obviously, they can point you in the right direction, and that might influence you to go back into what you shouldn't be doing, right? That could happen. But the problem started with you. That's what my accountability. That's what modern women need to learn. We need to have modern women anonymous, where you go in there and admit, I'm probably the issue. Let's start there.
You'll never guess what I've been called lately. Well, no, some of you will guess, because it's some of you out there that have been calling me it. I have been accused of being a misogynist. I know, it is quite something, isn't it? But the reason why I've been called a misogynist is actually quite something. It really only tells me that they don't understand the meanings of the words that they're using. It's that I either don't make videos on men, which is factually incorrect, as many of you know, or I make more videos on women and their misguided opinions and behaviors than I do on men and theirs. So therefore, in their minds, that makes me a misogynist. It really is quite sad, because I do care a great deal about women, which is why I make a lot of the content that I do, because hopefully someone out there will realize how misguided their opinions and actions really are when they see it brought in a different light.
Men suffer in silence. No, they don't. No, they don't.
Okay, I can only wonder what they have to say about that.
They project their insecurities onto everybody else.
Well, maybe some men do that, but by and large, most men have been taught by experience that it's best not to share anything in regards to how they're actually feeling, kind of because of reactions like this.
They don't take accountability for their actions. I'm just fighting demons. No, you're fighting the consequences of your actions that you refuse to take accountability for.
That's an interesting take. Although I wonder, would someone say the same thing about women that have mental health problems? Are they refusing to take accountability for their actions as well?
And you're mad when people try and put you in your place. You're not fighting demons, you're fighting yourself.
In honor of the fact that it's actually also PTSD Awareness Month, I would like to point out that no, that's not always the case, but go on.
Women don't care about men's health. Why should I care that you're struggling when you want to come on my videos in my comment section and be like, oh, ew, gross, there's no way you're married, you're fat and ugly. Whole time, he's upset because he lost somebody that looks like me, or he wants somebody that looks like me and they rejected him. And instead of looking internally, he projects his disgust outward. That is what you're fighting, my brother. I do care about mental health for everybody, but I'm not gonna care about yours if you don't care about mine. Just fighting demons. Shut up.
So because some immature men want to act immaturely, naturally someone wants to take it out on all men. Makes sense.
The queen picked me, found me. Whatever will I do?
Ooh, name calling. I wonder what else they have to say that's worth listening to. Probably not much.
The queen condescender. That's what I'm gonna call you, the queen condescender.
How very charming. They started out the video with an insult, which as many of us know is an ad hominem logical fallacy. So I'm not going to show you the rest of that video, because honestly it's not worth any additional time of mine. However, if you want to go watch the approximate 3.5 minutes that they go on for in their form of a rebuttal, then by all means do so. But I do have a question for the person that made that video. How exactly am I a pick-me? I do videos on both men as well as women and their poor opinions, shall we say, but also do take into consideration that I could care less about male validation, notwithstanding the fact that I've been single for almost a decade and I have no plans on changing that. So if everything I do is for male validation, do explain that one. Not surprised to have what? Been single for a very long time? Why does that come as a surprise? I find it very ironic that a lot of women talk about how they love being single, and many women find it to be empowering, except of course, oftentimes when another woman, so it seems, tries to insult another one by insinuating that there's something wrong with being single. Were you aware that there are thousands, if not millions of people who are very happily choosing to remain single? Also, most importantly, being in a relationship doesn't make any person any more valid or better than anyone else, and nor does being single make someone any less valid or worse than anyone else. It is really time for some individuals to give up this sort of antiquated thinking that a person is only a complete person if they're in a relationship. If that's how you feel about yourself, well, then I highly suggest that someone takes a hard look inside and determine why exactly someone would want to think that. It's almost the height of irony, really. Because if a person thinks about it, how exactly would some of these women, who claim that they despise all men, actually come to have any knowledge at all what constitutes manhood? Are they secretly obsessed? I think that might be the case, because if a person thinks about it, a person who says they despise an entire group of people, you would think, would spend the majority of their time trying to avoid that group of people. Yet a lot of these women can't seem to do anything but talk about men constantly, and make men the center of their personality, and make despising men their entire personality. So what exactly makes some of these women the experts on what constitutes a man? I think I would find that very interesting. And moreover, how would some of you have the audacity to actually insinuate that you know what makes a man a real man?
I don't know, last time I checked, men don't give a about men's mental health.
It kind of makes you wonder who they checked with.
Also, I don't know why we're dogpiling a woman for not giving a that men are hijacking another month to call it their mental health month.
How can they be hijacking a month that is actually Men's Mental Health Month? It's almost like it's in writing out there somewhere.
Can we please, go outside and interact with real human beings for once? Be for real.
I have a question. So does that mean those that celebrate the fact that it's National PTSD Awareness Month, are they also hijacking another month? Or does that not make any sense either?
The only time I've seen men make think pieces about mental health is when it's in response to women talking about their mental health and their struggles. I don't give a
Let me be brutally honest. I highly doubt that there's a long line of individuals that are going to put a lot of weight in some individuals' actual opinions about that matter.
Have whatever month you have. I don't give a
work on it yourself, baby. We've been working on it ourselves all these years. You can do the same thing. You don't need to hold our hands.
How interesting. But despite the negative statements that some individuals make, gentlemen, I would like to remind you that there are quite a lot of men, as well as some good women out there, that really do care about your mental health.
I seen a post that said, now women care about men's mental health. No, we don't. No, we don't. Who said that?
Good women. That's who said that. You know, those that actually care about others other than themselves.
I'll be the bad guy. I'm here to tell you the truth. You're not fighting mental health. You're fighting accountability.
Well, if anyone would know what fighting accountability is like, that would be some women out there. But I wonder exactly what they mean.
You're fighting the things that you did in the past that you don't want to own up to. You're fighting the voices in your head that your mama put there ever since you was a little boy, trying to enable you your whole life. Now you got to face it in the real world.
And this is what we would call victim blaming, saying that all their mental health problems are essentially their own fault.
I'm going to tell you the truth. Stop it. You're faking it.
Oh dear. So they've actually gone from blaming the victim for their own mental health problems to actually denying that those mental health problems for thousands, if not millions of men actually exist. How charming.
Stop it. You're not fighting demons. You're fighting yourself. You're fighting your own consequences. Please.
Unfortunately, as we have just seen, there are a lot of very misguided individuals out there that really don't understand a thing about mental health, and it shows.
Genuine question for the men. What demons are you guys always talking about fighting?
I would find it very hard to believe that someone would actually be interested in the genuine answers to that question.
Is it accountability? Because what the hell are you guys talking about?
Well, maybe, just maybe, if some women would actually listen to what men are saying instead of just waiting for their turn to speak, they would actually get a clue about that.
I guarantee you that like the worst demons that you're claiming to be fighting is just like the average thing that women have to go through mentally.
And that statement is one of the reasons why most men will never open up to a woman.
Maybe if you guys hadn't deemed being emotional as being gay, then you wouldn't have an issue right now. Maybe you guys could try trading out your stoicism for, I don't know, emotional intelligence. Maybe try trading out the gym for a therapist. But I don't believe you whenever you act as if you're fighting demons that like women don't understand.
A lot of women wouldn't understand. That's the part that someone really isn't getting. And then there's the unfortunate part that there's also a lot of women out there that will use whatever those guys say in their moment of weakness against them in the future.
Your mental health being bad is nothing but the result of patriarchy and you deciding to hold up gender roles.
In case you didn't notice, gentlemen, someone is essentially saying that if you have a mental health problem, it is essentially your fault.
Take some accountability and responsibility for your own mental health and the management of that.
And what man wouldn't want to open up to someone with such opinions?
Women were not the ones who created the patriarchy or these gender roles that tell you that you have to be silent about your mental health or that you can't open up or that it's like to be emotional. Men created all of that. So either you guys dig yourself out of that hole or you can continue to stay in it. Either way, like it's not women's issue to fix that for you.
Indeed. However, I'm sure the lack of support from a lot of women out there certainly doesn't help.
And modern women, you know, I think there was a clip in there where the lady was talking about, if you're not going to care about my mental health, I'm not going to care about yours. Even if you feel that way and that's the case, maybe there's some things that you should keep off of line. Really. Because people are going to see that, and men are going to see that, and then they're going to keep on walking right past you. Right? And, you know, it's one thing for you to feel a certain way. It's like, man, these guys don't even care about me. I get that. I understand that. But y'all being so outward and boisterous and so loud with your hate, with your despising of men, it's not going to put you in a good position. You're just letting men know, hey, I'm a person not to help. Well, I don't need man's help. We all need somebody to lean on. Well, I got my friends. Your friend's going to be busy at some point in time. Number one. Number two, your friend's not going to be there all the time. You're going to be walking in Walmart or somewhere else, and there's going to be a random man that you're going to need help from. And then you don't ever know if that random man that's seen your video, you're like, oh, that's that girl that, oh, wow, okay. He might go ahead and help you because that's who he is as a person. That's his character. But now after he does that, you got to start to think, have I been running my mouth too much? Have I been saying stupid stuff that I shouldn't have been saying? Probably.